For many new parents, the decision on whether to vaccinate your child is one of the most difficult you will make. For others, it's a no-brainer. Now the spotlight is back on this complex and emotional issue with the new no jab, no play laws in effect at childcare centres across New South Wales.
However, in some parts of the state, vaccination rates are below 50%, with some alternative communities copping a lot of the blame. Here to share her side of the story is Dr. Katie Attwell. She's a mother of two and the organiser of the I Immunise campaign. Katie, thanks for being with us. We wanted to talk to you this morning partly because you embrace, I guess, what people would call an alternative lifestyle. But unlike many in your community and a lot of your friends, you're actually pro-vaccination. Why did you make the decision to vaccinate?
Well, for me, it was actually a no-brainer. I was one of those people. This is an issue that I was very passionate about well before I had children. I've long seen vaccines as safe and effective, and the reason that we enjoy the life that we do here in the West, free from so many diseases that other people in the world would love to be able to enjoy. So for me, it actually was very much in keeping with the ethical values that I have, particularly because immunising my children doesn't just keep them safe, it also keeps other people in the community safe, such as people who are immunocompromised or newborn babies who are too young to be immunised. So for me, the idea that I would want to look after people in that way is completely in keeping with the other decisions that I've made, such as, recycling, trying not to use plastic, trying not to use my car, using cloth nappies, and then all the decisions we've made within our family as well, like home birthing, breastfeeding. For me, this is entirely in keeping with those values.
Katie, what would you say, it's such an emotional debate, what would you say to people that are anti-vaccination and choose not to vaccinate their children?
To be honest, I would find it very, I don't know, I'd find it that helpful to actually have, a full-on debate with people who have those views. I think, experience has shown it's actually quite difficult to reason and have that, informed debate and conversation with certain people. I'm much more interested in people who are sitting on the fence, or people who are perhaps feeling that they can't even speak publicly about their position for vaccination.
So those people who sit on the fence, do you think sometimes that they're pushed to the margins by people who want them to have their children vaccinated?
That's an interesting question, and I guess what you're referencing there is the idea that perhaps no jab, no play, and those kinds of hardline policies can polarise people. Look, I think that can be true to an extent, yes, but I also think that those policies send an important message that we all have to look after each other, that we're all responsible for the well-being of each other. So I'm a little bit conflicted about that. But certainly, from speaking to many of those parents myself, they certainly feel polarised. But it's very difficult because, for immunisation to have that collective benefit of herd immunity, it does have to be something that everyone does. So I can sort of see all sides of that.
Katie, you're launching a public health campaign at the end of the month aimed specifically at parents in the alternative lifestyle community. What are you hoping to achieve with this campaign?
Well, I mean, you might assume that what I'm hoping to achieve is more people immunising their children, but it's actually far more, it goes, far deeper and in fact far more basic than that. It goes back to when I was a mother of a newborn baby and a toddler sitting in a room full of home birthing, breastfeeding mothers, and the topic of immunisation coming up and realising that I was the only person in that room who was in favour of immunisation, and hearing person after person say, oh, I'm not going to vaccinate, oh, I haven't immunised my older kids who are sitting here in this room, I'm not sure, I don't know what to do. And I looked around and I thought, what am I doing here? What am I doing here with my newborn baby? This is not a good place. So, what I'm actually really hoping is that through this campaign, which I'm running on behalf of the Immunisation Alliance of WA, that we can actually, next time there's a parent sitting in that situation, that maybe other people will speak up to join her. And so basically there's 6 people in the campaign, I'm one of them, and we are sharing our stories, we're sharing our lifestyles and our values and why we believe that immunisation is an important part of that and why it's completely in keeping with our ethical lifestyle.
Katie, thanks so much for your time. Massively important issue, and we'll head people to our website for more information. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thanks.
10play.com.au/wake up for more details on that. Pretty important issue, isn't it?
It's a very emotional debate, and I think everyone is entitled to their opinion on it, but it's about making an informed decision.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's right, though. I think trying to win over people who've made their decision not to immunise their
totally.
children, it's not going to happen. So what we need to do is open those communication channels, give those people access to maybe whether it's genetic testing, whether it's looking at any family predisposition, helping allay those fears that they have, because what we want is high immunisation rates. And what do we have to do to get them? Are worth investigating.